Okay, Recons video on Saturday, the 23rd of March 2024, just gone 5:21 p.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend and time for another weekend futures market recap, where I go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I'm seeing on my charts. And holy hell, what a week. My recollection of the last 2 or 3 FOMC meeting days was that they were fairly ordinary in terms of trading. This week, not so. Huge day on Wednesday in all markets, not just the indices. And Thursday, Friday were also exciting. We had a lot of reversal moves, particularly on the Forex charts, and I'm going to show you those in a couple of minutes. But we're going to deal with the Emini charts first, daily all the way down to the 15-minute and the 13,500 tip bar chart. Then we'll do the futures charts. And I'm going to use the traditional, the current version of the better indicators on the Emini charts, and then on the futures charts, all of the tip bar charts, we're going to use the new version of the better indicators that are due out in a couple of weeks' time. So, same story that we've had for 2 or 3 weeks now. A continued, confirmed uptrend, no blue professional up bars. So we're in a confirmed uptrend until we see those blue professional up bars where we'll have some exhaustion move and the professionals will be showing us their hand that they are taking profits. But they're not ready. We're up at 5,300s on the E-mini. The background's in red, which means confirmed uptrends in terms of price and volume. And the trailing stop is miles away here on the volume version of the charts with better prime down here, trailing stop. And I've talked about this endlessly, that we're looking for blue professional up bars in order to trail this stop up. Could be that we sell off pretty hard and then we'll have blue professional bars come in on a dip, and again that'll be a good opportunity to trail up the stop, but we've seen none of those blue professional bars yet, either on the upside or on a little bit of a retrace. So that's the daily chart. 135-minute chart, and there are exactly 3 135-minute bars in a day session of the E-mini. A couple of weeks ago we had exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, got rid of a whole bunch of volume. A bunch of people sold out, took profits, tried to go short. No, they were wrong. We continued to break higher and higher. So they've either been stopped out or needed to re-enter the market as we break to new highs. And at the moment here on the 135-minute chart, we had a cluster of end of trends a while ago here, but we're just putting in support and resistance on the lowest time frame and batting backwards and forwards between those. Broken out this week to another uptrend on the lowest time frame here. So we've got to go put in a pullback to end of trend on this lowest time frame on the 135-minute chart. So when these two lines come together and cross, we'll be looking for a timing on the 135-minute chart to have a bounce and put in that pullback to end of trend move. 45-minute chart, here we go. More detail on that weakness that we had a couple of weeks ago with exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, flush patterns, all on the downside. We had a little bit of negativity into the close on Friday with negative 25,000 read here, but we've got to go see exhaustion buys on the upside, and so we're still in an uptrend here. We've broken up above resistances on these two time frames, a little level there put in on the lowest time frame on the 45-minute chart. Question is that going to hold with Monday, Tuesday's activity and we continue to break higher? We'll have to go down through the time frames to see if that's the case. 15-minute chart. Here we add the vertical yellow solid lines to mark the beginning and the ends of the week. Into the close of last week we had exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars come in here. We had a big read at this point here, buying up those lows. We tested into that low and then we broke above it, and so we broke into a confirmed uptrend. During the week we had a little bit of weakness, of dark pattern into this area here, and we bounced. This is Wednesday's activity. Amateur down bars into the FOMC meeting announcement, and then all hell breaks loose and we just break higher. Blue professional bars at the end of Wednesday, and then we gap open on the Thursday and we weakened and closed the gap Thursday into Friday. Currently amateur up bars here, so it's a weak rally at that point, and we're looking to see if we've got enough to hold into an uptrend at this point. We're making a cross at the moment on the intermediate time frame here on the 15-minute chart. We're also coming down to make another cross on the lowest time frame. So I suggest when those two line up together, that'll be interesting for whether this area is going to hold. But at this point here, all we've done is close the gap. We've not seen blue professional down bars. We've not seen amateur bars testing at that point. So we don't have any reason to go long yet on the 15-minute chart, but I'll be looking for that Monday, Tuesday's activity on the E-mini. And then lastly, the 13,500 tip bar chart. Before looking at this chart in a little bit of detail, I just want to make a point about minute bars and tick bar charts. Minute bars I'm just using on @es.d. So @es.d means the day session only. So you can use minute bars, but only restrict yourself to using the better indicators, particularly better sine wave, on day session only with minute bars, because during the overnight session we have very little activity going on. The price is moving backwards and forwards, and the cyclical calculations will just not be as accurate. With the overnight session is plot @es, which includes the day and the night session, and that compresses up the bars during the overnight session that don't have very much activity, so that the cyclical patterns in the overnight can be calculated correctly, so they're far more accurate. So just bear that in mind. Tick bar charts use @es, minute charts, hourly charts use @es.d, which is the day session only, because you want to get rid of that overnight activity. But anyway, here we go. This is this week's activity. We have blue professional bars at the close on Friday of last week and the open on the Sunday. Blue professional bars stepped in here. We broke above the trailing stop. Bang. We tested here with the amateur down bars into that dark region, and we rallied from there. We had a little blue professional bar before Wednesday's activity, and then this is where all hell broke loose and we broke into an uptrend. Amateur down bars and then amateur up bars. That's not unusual for an FOMC day. Huge amount of trading going on, and it tends to be average trade size, really pushing the boundaries. And we had Rambo patterns, but we didn't break above the lows of that amateur bar sequence here to give us a reversal trade, and we break to new highs. By, I think this is Thursday's activity, we had blue professional bars stepping in here, and we've also got blue professional bars stepping into the close on Friday. We've got a pullback support in the intermediate time frame here being made, but for this to be a confirmed uptrend, we need to break back above 5,300, 5,306 up here. Don't know if that's going to hold. Possibly we're going to go down until we get a support on the highest time frame at that point, but let's see if we break back up above 5,300 Monday's activity. So there we go. Emini's still in an uptrend, confirmed uptrend, still waiting for those blue professional up bars to show us professional profit taking on the higher time frames, and at the moment we're settling into a little bit of a downtrend, and we'll have to confirm that we got a resumption of that uptrend when we break back above the trailing stop on better pro-am. So there we go, some thoughts on the Emini charts at the moment. We're going to go through the 15 futures charts, starting with the Forex markets and the Euro first, and this is the new version of the better indicators that are going to be released in a couple of weeks' time. Here I've got them on two different time frames side by side, and we've got price and volume, price on the lower panels and volume on the higher panels. And the Euro, I'm looking at a 1500 tip bar chart for my trend direction, and for timing entries I've got the 500 tip bar chart down here. You can see the beginning of the week's activity and the ends of the week's activity. And down here into the Wednesday's activity, you can see we were making lows, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, and then we have exhaustion buy getting us going. At that point we had some cyclical reasons, pull back to end of trend on the intermediate time frame came on here, and then as soon as we broke above that, bang, we were into a confirmed uptrend. But all of this move was being led by the amateurs, and you can see a whole family of Rambo patterns into those highs. You'll see this on a whole bunch of the Forex futures charts at the moment. So breaking into 109, this move is being led by the amateurs and therefore is suspect. And as soon as we come into cyclical resistance on the highest time frame, we get a cyclical, big things happen at triples, cyclical pattern comes in, and then we get confirmed downtrend at this point here. Bang, we break into a downtrend. We're going down, down, and down, and we've got blue professional bars starting to come in here at 108, but no exhaustion sell on the downside. So this move was a fake breakout to the upside, being led by the amateurs. They get wrong-footed. We turn into a downtrend. Bang, we're continuing down until we see some exhaustion sell patterns on the downside. So that was the Euro chart. British pound chart, not dissimilar. Beginning of the weeks here into these lows. You can see these Rambo patterns. Let me just show you that in some detail. Here we go, into those lows, Rambo patterns here. Blue professional bars step in, exhaustion buy, getting the move going, just like that Euro chart. We test into those lows, and then we break into a confirmed uptrend at that point there. And into the highs after FOMC, bang, there we go. Beautiful little Rambo pattern up here. Comes in with a cyclical resistance on the highest time frame. We get confirmed downtrend with this arrow, white arrow down. Bang, and we're selling off. These are blue professional bars. I mark what I'm calling now the big pros with the background in blue as well. So this isn't just blue professional bars in this time frame, it's the next time frame above. So that's super important. That means into this activity we've got a whole bunch of professionals selling down and down and down. And you can see we're selling down, and the trailing stop on Breda Pro-Am, even on the 250 tip bar chart, kind of trails us down and down and down. So again, on this retrace, blue professional bars coming in and big pro bars coming in on that retrace. They've not stepped in here on the downside. We don't have exhaustion sell on the downside here, and so we're still technically in a downtrend on the British pound chart there as well. Aussie dollar, a little bit different. Aussie dollar this time around, beginning of the week, we're settling down into a downtrend, and look at all the amateur bars into these lows with all these Rambo patterns, bang, bang, bang. That whole move is being led by the amateurs and therefore is suspect. And as soon as we break above that cluster there, we get blue professional bars, test into those lows. Here we go, we get a cyclical pattern down here, break into an uptrend, bang, and that takes us into those highs. Now the highs that were made on the Aussie dollar are being made with blue professional bars into those highs. We get a cyclical turn at this point here with this little signal, arrow down, just off the chart there, bang, cyclical resistance on the highest time frame, and the professionals are selling it down and down and down at that point. You can see on the 250 tip bar chart, same thing, professional bars getting involved. And on the downside here, we have a bullish divergence come in, but it's based on that exhaustion sell. That exhaustion sell was getting the move going, so this move is not over until we see the exhaustion sell bullish divergence on the lows coming in here. So it's weak. We're trying to find a little bit of an area to bounce here. You can see that all on those Forex charts, but I'd suggest that that'll just be an opportunity to take some profits and then re-enter the next time we get a resistance on better sine wave. Next, Japanese yen, which has always been weak, and you can see at the end of last week we had exhaustion buy. At those point we had a down arrow signal, confirmed downtrend on Better Pro-Am. We had a whole bunch of blue professional bars and big pro professional bars come in here, getting short, and the move just sold off. So the move on Wednesday, FOMC day, was fairly muted compared to those other Forex charts, and we came into resistance here on the intermediate time frame, and we bounced off that and continued down. So still in a downtrend on Japanese yen. We're trying to make some low down here at this point here, but an exhaustion sell at that point there, but there's no blue professional bars, not a significant number of blue professional bars coming at the lows. We can have a little bit of a bounce until we get resistance on the highest time frame here on Japanese yen, but likely to continue down until we see more blue professional bars at the lows on Japanese yen. So 10-year notes, beginning of the week, we started into a downtrend. Rambo patterns down here, and we bounced from there. Not a lot of blue professional bars come in here. This is the FOMC announcement. A lot of jiggery pokery backwards and forwards here. A confirmed uptrend, so it's strong at the moment. This was a nice trade to get long. Down here, we had exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, blue professional bars coming in on the dip down here, and then getting this move going. We get confirmed uptrend here with breaks above recent highs here on Better Pro-Am, and that takes us into a confirmed uptrend on 10-year notes. Gold was interesting as well. We spent the beginning of the week testing into those lows. That was Sunday into Monday's activity, exhaustion sell, blue professional bars come in, and big pro bars come in here as well with the background in blue. We test with a flush pattern here, get a nice little confirmed uptrend signal. You can see the cluster of cyclical patterns coming in, looking for that low, and we bounce from there into exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, Rambo patterns, not quite at the highs on that little leg beforehand. Blue professional bars step in here, and we weaken from there. Confirmed downtrend now on gold. This is the exhaustion buy into that high exhaustion sell, getting the move going. So we're still in it. Silver, similarly, silver was looking like those Forex charts with Wednesday's activity into almost 26 bucks up here at the highs. Rambo patterns, flush patterns, cyclical turning point here, confirmed downtrend at that point. We're bouncing at the moment off a Rambo pattern down here at the lows, and we've had blue professional bars at the close. So let's see if we break into a confirmed uptrend on silver there. Bitcoin now, so much activity here. I'm actually looking at a 9,000 tip bar chart of Bitcoin. It's been crazy. with the amount of activity, I've actually needed to change the tip bar chart settings on Bitcoin for that. You can see here blue professional bars on a stair-step trade come in, weakens from there, bouncing off a Rambo pattern. With Wednesday's activity also, Bitcoin went a little bit crazy, but into blue professional bars, same spot that we have blue professional bars here, we weaken from there, confirmed downtrend, and we're having an amateur retracement at the moment. Amateur up bars in the weekend session, because that's the close on Friday, so we're rallying, but it's weak. It's driven by the amateurs here with Rambo up bars into that area there. So we're just waiting for a cyclical turning point to come in. Let's see if that comes under 67,000 for another move down on Bitcoin. And then crude. So last week I was long into the close on Friday on crude and got out of crude. I think it was at 82.20, just up here when the blue professional bars came in there. I'm long crude again into the close on Friday. So we had a confirmed uptrend in crude. It lasted all the way up here until we broke into a downtrend on Better Pro-Am. Here, confirmed downtrend with an arrow down at that point there, and we're settling into a cyclical pattern down here on this 3000 tip bar chart. So we got big things happen at triples. We're looking for long signals at this point here on Better Sine Wave. We've got a flush pattern and Rambo amateur down bars into that area there. So we're trying to hold, but we really need to get above 81.50 here to get confirmation on that time frame. And you can see here on the lower time frame, we've got cyclical patterns trying to hold us at this point here. We've got one or two confirmed trend breaks here, but I'm looking for these blue professional bars here to get broken. We need to get to 81 to get this confirmed. Otherwise, this just looks like a stair-step trade down. So I've got to follow that like a hawk to make sure that we don't get a continuation of the downtrend there. And I've got the timing right in terms of getting in for another push to the upside. And the reason for getting long crude is the uptrend is not over. We had a nice break above resistance on the highest time frame here on the 3000 tip bar chart, and we've come into a pullback support on this highest time frame. So around this area, we need to test back into that 83 level up there before this whole move is over. That's a pullback in an uptrend. There's the little pullback text along that highest time frame there. We're putting in a pullback to end of trend, and so we need to test into those highs with a nice exhaustion buy pattern. Here, this is an exhaustion sell, taking profits at that point. We've not seen exhaustion buy to mirror this exhaustion sell that we got down here at the lows that set off this move. So that's crude. Natural gas. Natural gas weakened all week. It wasn't the place to be trading natural gas. We tested into the highs here, where the previous week we had blue professional bars and big pro bars up here, followed by a Rambo pattern at those highs. So at 190 we were testing and testing, broken into a confirmed downtrend here. Yep, we've got an exhaustion sell at that point, but no blue professional bars yet on natural gas. Copper weakened this week. Let's see how it started the week. Blue professional bars, big pro bars up here at those highs at 414, and we've weakened from there, and we've not seen a whole bunch of blue professional bars at the lows down here, so we're still in a confirmed downtrend on copper. Corn, nice exhaustion buy pattern. Blue professional bars getting out, getting short at that point. We get confirmed downtrend. We've got a little bit of a bounce happening at the moment, but I don't think that's all over on the downside, because we've not seen exhaustion sell or blue professional bars come in here or here. So this little bounce that we're getting on corn at the moment, let's see if we break down through 436 at this point here for a continuation of the downtrend on corn. And soybeans, there we go, another pattern, exhaustion buy, blue professional bars. Everything just went nuts on Wednesday. It was extraordinary. Here's the exhaustion patterns, blue professional bars. You can see with the background in blue here, that shows super high average trade size. We had a little bit of retrace, amateur up bars, and we're in a downtrend on soybeans. And then lastly, wheat. I talked about this last week with wheat, because it's on this time frame we had a nice little rally pattern. So the previous week we had exhaustion sell, blue professional bars and big pro bars come in here. We bounced from there, and the test into those lows came with amateur bars. So the amateur cluster there got broken to the upside. The highs of those amateur sequence got broken. We had a nice little test down here with exhaustion sell, getting rid of a whole lot of sellers at that point, and we broke into an uptrend. And the move is starting to finish off with exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, blue professional bars coming in at the highs there. So it was a nice little rally into that sequence there, but all being led by amateur bars getting wrong-footed down here at the lows at 5:30. But it's not turned around yet, but we've got some profit taking happening here. Anyway, so there we go. A quick rip around the charts. It was an exciting week this week. Hope you traded it well. And let's see what happens next week.